I don't like to be somebody who tells somebody else what they can do with their property. But I also think you have to be considerate to the people that are around you.
It doesn't fit for me to see that this is happening in this area.
I stand to lose everything. I've lived in Morrisville at this house for 25 years. I build stone structures that, generally speaking, are large arches and archways. I am a tiny farm. I have 8 Angora goats. I do sell the mohair that I get from the goats. It's a teaching farm. I show children how to plant things, and we grow things, and we think about the natural environment. And in the backyard, it's quiet, and we can really dig in and enjoy all the beauty that Vermont has to offer.
I have lived in Morrisville all my life. Born and raised here. On our property, you know, we go for walks. You know, we like to be outside.
I'm a psychotherapist, and I see children and adolescents and some adults. I've lived in Morrisville since May of 1976. I am soon to be 80. My home is a sanctuary because it's a place where it matches who I am and what I feel about nature, the universe, the plants, the animals. Being in the back meadow where it's very quiet, just sitting and meditating with everything that was around me, it's hard to explain even.
I'm retired. I do a lot of volunteering in the community and keep busy.
I'm chairman of the Morristown Conservation Commission. I've worked all my life in construction and engineering. We live within a few miles of the proposed industrial park.
The proposed industrial park that's coming to our neighborhood will entail 26 factory-type buildings. In order to make way for the 26 buildings, there is an 8.5-acre knoll, little hill, in the middle of a cornfield that's next door. They, over the course of 10 years, will blast that hill and crush the stone down until it's particularized, and then sell the small crushed gravel pieces onward.
This is being mined to make stone aggregate that goes into things like concrete, asphalt, stone for driveways, and roadways. That's the value of the material.
So this is the 8 to 12 acre knoll that they want to blast and process the stone. It's a very wooded piece of property. All those trees that you see there will be gone, and it will be flattened out over a 10-year period of time. The distance from my house to the knoll that they want to drill and blast is 600 to 700 feet.
That is a problem. It was discovered that all 3 rock samples were 100% crystalline silica. They were quartz. The problem is that when you take a stable material such as quartz and break it and crush it and blast it, it creates dust particles. dust particles that are a problem for health reasons, because these dust particles have ridges around them that can get stuck in your lungs, cannot be expelled, such as other dust which doesn't have the rough edges. And that's being done at the risk of the health of the residents in the area.
We are the ones who are going to have the effects of it being friable, airborne, being able to be taken directly into the lungs. We don't want that here.
The wind blows directly from that knoll to my property. I have fiber-bearing Angora goats who, if that fiber gets contaminated, I can't sell it. I have children who are at risk that come here for their homeschool time every week. I can't expose them. My whole lifestyle, my whole culture will change because of the fear of 100% silica in ambient dust dropping off the back of a truck.
When they start drilling and blasting, they say they're going to wet down everything. Well, where does the water that they use going to run off to?
We expect as well that stormwater runoff into the Ryder Brook will become polluted as a result of 28,000 gallons of water a day being used. 28,000 gallons of water a day are going to be used in the industrial park. Just the volume of flushing alone is a fear. Wetlands completely surround the knoll on 3 sides. Those wetlands are delicate. If you do alter them, it can kill what's growing in the wetland. And it turns out, of course, silica changes pH in wetlands.
There are people all around there who grow things, who have farms, who have animals that they're very concerned about.
The amount of dump trucks for hauling just the material from the crushing of the gravel in the mountain will be 60 trucks. So it's 30 out and 30 back every day.
This is a Sunday morning. The traffic is pretty much non-stop. What's it going to be like when they have the quarry operating and they start getting some of the industrial buildings going? What's the traffic going to be like on a weekday?
There's been a lot of studies showing that noise pollution affects quality of life. It affects stress levels, it affects learning in children, it affects just so much about your health.
And I guess I just worry about how all that's going to affect the natural flow of nature and the balance of what we are here. That's probably my most deep concern, and how it's going to affect my privacy of quiet and solace out here.
Another aspect of this whole project is the wildlife that is here. There's a lot of deer, there's bear, birds, bats. We've had the snow owls hang out around this area on different occasions.
There's little beavers and fish, and I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's not.
This is a corridor of where animals live. There are tracks in the driveway every day. So to think that we're not displacing other animals and other things is short-sighted.
That was one of my children's biggest concerns when they found out about this project. They were like, what's going to happen to all the animals? And I said, well, I don't know. That's a good question.
I have many concerns about not just my own place of being here, but how it affects the whole area and the people that live here.
You know, it's not just the concerns for myself, it's anybody that lives around here.
This project goes forward as planned. There'll be people that will be forced to sell their property at a loss. It tends to devalue the entire area.
I would have to move. I would sell my property. Who's going to buy a property that's next to a silica quarry? That's, nobody.
Do people really want to come and locate to Morristown if there's a quarry that's belching out toxic substances, which 100% crystalline silica is a toxic substance. There's no doubt about it. It causes all kinds of health problems and diseases. COPD, silicosis, kidney disease, just to name a few.
Dust is impossible to actually control completely. Dust can spread up to 10 miles. According to the way the wind shifts, it's Stowe, it's Morrisville, and I do worry about the effect on the entire community.
I love where I live. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. This is a huge change. This is a big environmental change. Sometimes I get teary about it because it means so much to me.
I feel afraid. The environmental agencies are being cut all over the country, and the state can only do so much. They only have so much manpower. I believe this has too much risk to leave it to, well, we can hope that this will work out.
I'm saddened that the applicant seems to be putting their economics ahead of the benefit and welfare of the community.
I fear what would happen if my lungs are exposed to silica. What would happen if I did die and leave my home, my homestead, to my children to inherit silicosis as well? I stay up at night worrying about it. It has impacted my quality of life just being afraid of it and just fighting about it and being angry about it.
There will be 2 industrial buildings right there. And this is where I have family get-togethers. Is right here. I had my first dance with my wife right here. I plan on leaving this property to my children. What will I be leaving them?
Vermont is changing, but we have to think about when it's acceptable for something to change. And this isn't, in my mind, this is not necessary, this is not acceptable.
I look at my cobwebs and my pears and my artwork. Everything in my home has a story. And I believe that every single piece of me is connected to it. This is my heart. It would be excruciating to leave it. Every single thing I've fought for, I've been fighting for and building, is about Morrisville, Vermont.
For the next 15, 20 years, we're going to feel a lot of the effects of that development that we did not think through. But once we destroy that land, it takes many lifetimes to get it back, if ever. And that's what we need to start realizing, is that we cannot take this land for granted anymore.